Good morning, Year 9. So we're continuing working with equations, solving equations. And today we're looking at equations with variables on both sides, left-hand side and right-hand side, as well as equations with brackets. If you look at the first example, 3p minus 12 is equal to 16 minus 4p. You can see that we have two terms with variables. It's the 3p and the negative 4p. One is on the left-hand side of the equal sign or the equation, and the other one is on the right hand side of the equal sign or the equation. So let's try to move this negative 4p to the left of the equation, or get rid of it at least on the right hand side of the equation. To get rid of negative 4p, we have to do its opposite, which is plus 4p on both sides. So I'm going to add 4p on the right hand side here to the negative 4p, and on the left I'm going to add the 4p specifically to the 3p because they are like terms. So I'm going to put here plus 4p. I can't really add 4p to 12 because they're not like terms, but it doesn't matter, it's still on the left hand side. And then we go additions. So 3p plus 4p is 7p. We copy down the negative 12, nothing happened to it, and it's important to copy it down, keep your equal signs under each other. And the 16 we also copy down, and negative 4p plus 4p cancel each other, so that's just 0, and we do not have to write that. Next, we want to get rid of the negative 12. Remember that we get rid of the weaker ones first, and we do opposite bed mass. So we're not going to get rid of the times 7 first, but the negative 12 first. Opposite of that is plus 12 on both sides again. And these are constant terms or number terms, so I'm going to add it specifically to the number part. So negative 12 plus 12 and 16 plus 12. Once again, negative 12 plus 12 is 0. And so the left hand side just becomes 7p, and 16 plus 12 is 28. Just one step left, and that's to get rid of the 7. Remember that it's 7 times. There's no symbol between a number and a variable, it's always a times. So to get rid of the times, we need to go and divide by 7 both sides. I'm going to use the fraction line to show that. 7 divided by 7 is 1, so that results in just 1p. That's fine if you want to write the 1 there, but we generally don't. And then 28 divided by 7, which is 4, and that is the full solution. We could go and check that this equation worked by substituting this answer back into the original equation, and we look at the left hand side and right hand side separately. Now if I do the left hand side, and we call that LHS, that's 3 times p, and we say p is 4. So 3 times 4 minus 12, which of course is 3 times 4 is 12 minus 12 is 0. And then we check if we get the same answer for the right hand side. And if we don't, it's wrong. If we do, we know that we have it correct. So we go 16, the right hand side, 16 minus 4 times p, where p is 4. 16 minus 4 times 4 is 16 minus 16, which is also 0. So we nailed it. Well done. Next we will go and look at equations with brackets. And the example that I want to look at here is the equation 3 times bracket x minus 3 close bracket is equal to 2 times bracket x minus 2 close bracket. We will start by multiplying the numbers into the brackets to remove the brackets. So the 3 we multiply in, and the 2 we multiply in, and then the brackets will go away. So firstly remove brackets. 3 times x is simply 3x, and 3 times a negative 3, what you need to remember here is that there's no sign with a leading number, it's always positive. And a positive times a negative results in a negative. When we multiply different signs, the answer is always negative, just for multiplication. So 3 times 3 is 9. And then on the right hand side, 2 times x is 2x. Once again, it's a positive times a negative, which results in a negative, and 2 times 2 is 4. Now, same as before, we want to get all the variables on the left hand side. And in this case, we've got positive 2x, so to get rid of that, we need to subtract 2x both sides. So I'm going to subtract it here on the right hand side and from the 3x on the left hand side, because they like terms. 3x's minus 2x's is simply x, so we've actually already got x on its own, except for this negative 9, which you need to copy down, keep the equal signs under each other. 2x minus 2x is nothing, so all that remains on the right hand side is the negative 4. Last thing to do is get rid of this negative 9, so for that we're going to add 9 both sides. And we add it to the number parts. So negative 9 plus 9 cancel, that's 0, which we do not have to write. And negative 4 plus 9 is an interesting one. You've got to be careful with that. It's not the same as times, where a negative and a positive definitely gives you a negative. What works really well here is thinking of temperature. So if we've got 0 there, negative 4 is somewhere. Yeah. If I had to add 9 to that, I can first add a part of the 9, which is 4, which gives me 0. Now, how much of the 9 is left now? If I take 4 from 9, that gives me another 5 that I need to add. And 0 plus 5, of course, is 5. So negative 4 plus a total of 9 actually gives 5. You could simply think, if the temperature was negative 4 and it rises by 9, what will the new temperature be? And it is 5. So x is equal to 5. And that's it. Have fun. Do the calculation.